Welcome to this week's North American Online League. It's hard to imagine we are at season 15 already, so it's going very, very well. Here's us. We are at the 7 to 8 p.m. slot. We have our first game. It's Milan versus Jadon. His name is Jar12. Okay, let's begin and take a look. By the way, guys, the OGS ranks are quite a little bit higher than all the other ranks, AGA ranks, for example. Okay. This is a very conservative opening so far by Black. It's the safest, most solid, and yet still efficient enough opening. Good. The AI usually be absent of everything else. The AI prefers the simple Atari a little bit over the cut Atari, but the cut Atari is still fine. Okay. This is a move, crawl at G18, and the next move is crucial, extend out at F15, perfect. For white here, it's important to defend correct the right hand side 3 stones. Good. And this knight's move starts the attack off. It can be very, very tempting to play this move, in particular in this kind of shape. I myself usually play the jump move now. Of course, like everyone, I started playing the knight's move. It just looked so attackable, and white looked so dangerous, so much in danger. The position here, let's see if white played it in the game. The Hane is good. Yes, this is perfect. Another potential problem is the cut. The Atari leads to this exchange. Right now, this is perfectly fine for black. So this is why in the game, white chooses to play the tiger mouse. And this is a little bit deceptive. It can be extremely tempting because extremely tempting to surround white on the outside. And that's because black is still 100% alive on the inside. Something like this. However, after we decide to do this commitment to capture this white group, we start to find that it's a little bit harder than it appears. For example, if the first move is a little bit too forward, this move is possible, and then something like this has white breaking out. If it's a little bit relaxed like this one, potentially this cut is very, very hard to deal with for black, and it's also black who is being surrounded. So basically black ends up Atariing here and having to do this after all. And okay, and so the next move is basically the tiger mouse move has to be played, and this one makes the ko not as heavy for white, yeah. So that's a key move. So in the game, white moves out here a little bit much, and it gives black a good, very, very good capture move here. So if black is able to get this move in sente, the thickness it gains in the corner is very nice. Everything is in sente. And normally white wants to play the tiger mouse, but right now, having played C13, that one stone, it's just a extension, a no space extension, makes it feel a little bit inefficient for white. So this was perfectly done by black. Both players have played almost perfectly so far, so that's very, very nice. Okay, black moves out, white. Here, let's point out one more thing, which is this pressing move. It's very, very tempting to play these moves. The one reason not to play it is in the future there may be a time when black wants to attach something like this move, something like this move, if black is very strong on the outside. For example, if jumping out to here may be sente against the left hand side already. Okay, so the press makes white, it takes care of white at the same time as it takes care of black a little bit. So usually we feel a little bit like this may be a small loss in sente. Okay, fighting escalates, and since white was able to take care of the entire left hand side, now it makes white pressing on the outside, the right hand side in the middle fight a little bit stronger, because white preemptively fixed all the left hand side. So as black here, it may feel like black is struggling a little bit, and the struggle here is to make noticeable value with the group. It can feel like white is making a valuable outside, white is making a very noticeable territory on the left hand side. Hard to point out what exactly black is gaining here, and this is somewhat slightly attributed to pressing earlier and making white a lot more strong than than otherwise. So here black feels compelled to hane. It may be psychologically, the same thing we just talked about flashes through black's perspective, and now that makes black want to press a little more. Of course, this move exposes the cut, which is a weakness here. Okay, white makes these peeps. Now black is not alive. This peep threatens 5 stones, but maybe this allows black to play an Atari on the outside in this kind of an exchange. Hard to tell. This could be black's way of getting out of trouble. Of course, I expect the game to be, fight, accept the fight. And okay, black has half of an eye, and right now, despite the last 2 moves feeling very nice for white, the last 2 moves have not actually strengthened white very much. And here we're talking about the attach and the hane in. And then, for example, if white blocks this kind of weakness, so white, despite being very, very happy with this, it's still not totally strong yet. If white had peeped here earlier, this may have been even stronger. For example, if black plays the same thing, there's a cut, and if black connects, for example, white is not peeping like this. White could peep with a connect, or peep with this move, the 3 move, and this really does make white very strong. Okay, that's just a detail. Let's see how the game progressed. Because of that, white feels a little bit compelled to play this jump now, and so this you guys can see how in the middle of the middle game fighting, like small details turn out to matter a lot. And so black is the one to be able to play this very, very nice hane move, and black's situation stabilizes a lot, and that's a very, very good sign. Here, the normal course of play has white blocking, and then here black may feel a little bit this exchange is white surrounding territory and black not surrounding anything. In that case, play this jump, and then white would be left with a little more weakness here. Another thing to do is to play the attach and hane. This is the most aggressive play, and it is a valid play. Just make sure you have something in mind or something planned when white cuts. And here black has something very good planned, like this, and cutting white on the inside. So this way could be black's way of connecting out and also destroying white's territory, and that would really hurt white in the pocketbooks. Okay, in the game, this is all reasonable. Okay, white tanukis, this is very surprising. It's very hard to resist this move or the crawling move we talked about earlier. This is a very big territory, and it's very big mostly because one black, let's see if, it's very big because one black destroys and moves down into the left hand side. One black is threatening the corner, and two, black may pressure the side too. So black is getting to do all of this destruction in Sente, which is how you always want to destroy your opponent's territory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is pretty reasonable. After this, you play another approach move, and pretty soon you have white on the defensive on both sides, and then this could be a good way for black to, one, destroyed some white territory, and two, made a lot of potential for black on the bottom. So this is a very, very big area right now, and this is just the simple moves, not to mention some of the other more aggressive moves like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, something like this. Very, very strong. Okay. This move now looks a little bit lacking in comparison. However, this is a very big area. White's follow-up is an attach at Hane here, and if black captures a white stones, white would Atari connect, play this outside Atari, and then fight with the inside. Just a simple extend out with 16 already works. This is very, very dangerous for black. It looks like white has less resources here, but it's actually very, very dangerous for black. If black doesn't want to, the Joseki move is to connect, and then white extends. This is white surrounding the middle very, very efficiently. So this is a very big area of the board. So very, very good. Yes, I know the left-hand side is a little more urgent, but this is not small either, so this is not a bad move. I just, the AI might give this a very bad score. Don't be so too, don't be too disappointed. Okay, black does block, so now black has taken the initiative in the game. I'm very happy to see that aggressive move we pointed out with a peep here. To respond to this, white likely will have to go something like this, where white is giving up 3 stones. Here, 3 stones seem like a small price to pay. 3 stones plus some territory points may seem like a small price to pay for safety. So probably this is white's best shot over here. Okay. Yes, of course, we all knew white, when the peep happens, white was gonna connect. I'm sure both players in the game also felt the same way. White turns, let's see, the simple Hane connect is Sente. White has to make this alive. This also protects the cutting point. And next, black may play all the way into the corner, or a little bit less aggressive attach, or the second line. Here, this idea is very, very good. Entice white to come and threaten you with a cut, but once black, connects on the side, the left-hand side is totally alive. White's corner is very weak, and so black really just has to worry a little about the middle group, but I'm sure if this happened, this would be good for black. And for white, something like 6, something like a good boy move is in order. So in the game, black plays this move. Would be great if this is Sente against the left-hand side. However, when black pushes here, I don't see how black is going to capture white's shape like this. Black may be able to capture 2 stones, but 2 stones is not going to be enough. 6, 7, 8 it's close to capturing, but I don't think this would. I'm sure white has a way to survive here. It'll depend on this. Okay, it's pretty close. So as white here, this is this is a little bit of a tough spot. Yeah, so maybe let's see if white responded here, and let's see if black had a good plan to survive. So white tanuki'd in the game, and then black. Let's see if black went for that push we talked about. It's a very hard and difficult life and death problem. I don't blame either side for not knowing that. Okay, fighting escalates into the top. So here white plays a reasonable move, but here it's very important for black to take the opportunity now, the sente now, to first try to get this peep and then get this other peep and then connect back. This way black has a fairly clear way into the middle of the board, and this destroys white's potential territory, needless to say. This peep may or may not be you may or may not be able to get this peep, but for sure this other peep, definitely try to get it before defending yourself. It's always on these defensive areas where players are not aggressive enough or are not details oriented enough. Be more, you can make yourself more annoying for no reason at all other than to just annoy the opponent. So next time he thinks about threatening some of your stones, he would think twice. If only for this one effect, that would be already quite good enough. Okay, another strong move on the left-hand side is just extending here. Anyways, let's see how this will get resolved in the future in this game. This shape is very bad for white. So if white knew that shape was going to happen, white probably prefers to extend back once and then commit to the cut. In the game, whenever you have your stones right next to your opponent, on one side it's even. If you have stones on the other side, then half of your stones are basically wasted. So this local shape is very, very bad for white. But let's see. Okay, here black goes for another connect, similar to the J18 connect on the upper side. Connect is not going to be a bad move, it's going to be big and so on, but now is a great time to put more pressure on white. This Hane threatens this Atari, and then pushing through like this. This is unacceptable for white, so white has to deal with this. If white Hanes this move, threatening the double Atari is super strong. Atari here, that works too. And so this wedge can't be stopped. So, this Hane is very, very annoying for white to deal with. If white jumps, the same thing. So theoretically, white has to play something like a connect or connect here or something like this to be totally fine shape-wise. And so if you imagine if you got white to connect here, I'm sure black would take this in a heartbeat. The next part is there are 2 cuts for black now. Connecting is the same as a game, but right now if you peep here, that would be another great time to surround. If white cuts, this push through is very, very strong. Think about if white commits to cutting black, white gets captured, and so white has to go back now. This Hane move is sente for the bottom against the bottom. Move out here. Now there's no more cuts. When white plays this peep, black can play on the other side. And so this is how black can now totally overturn the offense-defense situation in the middle of the board. Now white is under some severe pressure here. Of course, so white then will not be able to play that cut. White would have to, play these defensive moves, and then black has some real choices to make: continue in, which is totally fine, or connecting back. And I'm sure black would really like to have, two stones being really annoying to white's middle. So here, potentially, this is another part where on the defensive end, we're always very quick to defend our weaknesses, but before we defend our weaknesses, we could gain. We could look for gains. Okay, so in the game, white surrounds a very big middle of the board territory. This is very, very. This is a one trouble point for black to solve later on this game. Let's see how they dealt with this. The invasion here did not work very well for white. So here the key move is to push and then cut. Locally here, this is alive for white and dead for black. So this really forces black to allow white this kind of a cut. After this, there's no way black can get away with having everything. So probably before this, black wants to connect, and then this leaves a lot more aji in the corner, but it probably can't be helped. Yeah, I don't really see any strong counterplays for black here. So this is actually a very good idea by white. I know the first move it's like, what are you doing, white, right? Okay, but white cuts, and this allows black to really cover all his bases. This would be fine. When white connects, black will Atari the outside, and then there's a double Atari with a cut, so black is going to be able to capture white without any problems in the game. So black gains a lot here, and that's fine. A more aggressive, capturing is always okay, but Atari here also works. White has a cut, but yeah, that's not gonna help white that much. However, the main problem that we had the move earlier still exists, where white has made an extremely efficient territory in the middle and the right hand side. So now black needs. Right now for white, the most important thing is the weakest white group on the board, and it could either be the left-hand side, trying to survive there if it needs to live. The second group is this corner. This corner is extremely, extremely weak, and if black invades, black is going to get all the territory, white is going to have to survive. So this is like a classic double territory. When black plays, black has territory. When white plays, white has territory. Another thing white can try is, attempt to save the two stones, but in reality, white is just strengthening the corner a little bit. Remember to use the thickness principle, sacrifice those two stones around the extremely thick black corner. Something like this is 20 points for white, whereas when black invades a 3-3, that's 10 points for black, and white has to survive. That's 30 points, and white, and white may die in the corner. So, so this move, a good move to deal with the middle, but both sides are gonna not get to the most important spot right now. The most promising way to capture is here, push, play this hane, and then something like this. This is the most promising way, but this is white alive in Seki. Another one is here. Hard to see. It's very hard to come up with the capturing moves. This hane is more promising, but when black plays here, there's a potential. Well, one white may make the big territory too, right over here, and then this. Black doesn't want to play this. This is a L shape, 4 shape. This is alive. This connect. This is going to be also alive. So this is a very difficult life and death. Let's see how the so in the game, this is definitely not going to capture white, but black may still keep Sente here, which would be fine. This will end around here. White can make a second die like this. In the game, white felt it compelling to peep. This gives black another chance. Notice how this A12 move is like a reduced ice space for white. This may be enough to capture. I think it just is, and this one throw-in, which is normally the Tetsuji move, actually dooms white here. Very interesting play here. So okay, life and death, and yes, no surprise, a minus 38-point move. Okay, okay. Let's see if black actually had a way to do it. So AI wants black the push, and the Hane is similar, but either way, black will not be able to capture the white group. Okay, good. So this Hane is a little better than the push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This seems like this is a dead shape for white in this diagram, but I'm sure white could play something else. Okay, well played. I remember the most important spots on the board are always mutual thickness and territory combined areas. So here we see the left-hand side territory being most important. So here, the normal shoulder hit move is a perfectly fine AI move. So an otherwise perfectly fine move for both sides, for a long time, because they have not zoned in on the most important spot on the board. So this is, don't be so disappointed at these moves. It's just identifying the most important areas can be very, very important. Okay, good. And just remember, it always has to do with territory and the thickness at the same time. We pointed out that press earlier wasn't too bad, but we do see that helping to strengthen the white shape is a little bit too defensive. Okay, great. Very, very high quality first game. Very nice. Here we see the second game, Andy and Monsoon. So these are some interesting names. Okay, good. Andy is an AGA 2-dan, by the way, 2 to 3-dan, so we can really see how strong these OGS ranks are. Okay, let's look at this game. I wonder if Andy's sister is named Angel. So I wonder who is older between them, and two, who is stronger. I'm sure at home they have, they're very competitive with each other. Okay, Joseki is to connect on the outside. Another Joseki is to Hane here. This connect is not Joseki because this is very happy for black capturing an extra stone like that. Here black goes for the Hane. If black went for an extension, a jump, this would be fine too. The Hane likely is okay as well. The only thing is this leads to this relatively complicated fight. Another move is to extend and allow white to play this Atari. This is probably the best right now. Another move is to Atari really force white to go for this kind of fight. Okay. Feels like white has recovered a bit from the earlier Joseki mistake. We see here that white is a 6Q. White says it's a 3Q here. Maybe this is an AGA 3Q, because this Atari is just not gonna work, and it makes black stronger, so white cannot block here anymore. It just really hurts. The move is to block on the outside. If white wanted to cut, that may make sense, but then that would make this move a misclick. Okay, so maybe white is a real 3Q and black is like an AGA 2 down. Okay, this move though, because white has made black super strong and super alive, it's a great time for black to leave the corner and go on to the outside of the board and do something else. If black were to play on the top, this attach is a very strong move. This really makes white very heavy. And the key is when white blocks, there are no sentes afterwards. There's just nothing white can do after this. So okay, so that's what makes the extend move a very unnecessary move. Okay, black plays the knight's move. Very often strong players play this kind of move to preserve more aji and things like that. This has a very high chance of being a fake good-looking move. A fake good-looking move is playing the squeeze in sente is clearly something that's very tight. When black wants to do something stronger or better than that squeeze, and here maybe black is looking at the cut, Atari and Atari. If black gets all of this, that would be nice. However, when black Atari is here on the outside, he's not gonna be able to get this. In fact, even this Atari at the 3 point, he's not gonna be able to get. So this has a huge risk of being fake good looking, and white may just move on, and next black is like mates, I'm so strong here, let me push and capture more, and then white starts giving back layer after layer, and then this would leave black very dumbfounded, and black would say, oh my god, I'm winning, I'm destroying the shapes, and then do an estimate of the count on the board, and black is like, I thought I was winning, but I was not. So this is the risk with playing these slower than usual moves, even though it looks perfectly okay, or it looks like it has a chance to be stronger than the normal move. For example, here, see black ends up playing a move here anyways, and white may not save the 2 stones. Of course, we all know white is going to save the 2 stones. Okay. A stronger way to save the 2 stones is to play here. This leaves a cut in the black shape. Right now, white is strong enough on the side to be totally fine. Of course, another move, playing this move and then playing the bigger moves on the board is always good. Remember, if black captures the 3 stones, this is like white trying to run away with the game and losing all the fights. So in the game, another very submissive, pure connect move. This is gonna open white up to another cut like this, and here can't Atari and block. This is very risky for white. There's this thing. There's these sentes. this is not going to be possible for white. For example, this is a very picturesque ending. So, and if black gets the extended down at 3, white's corner has to survive, has to go immediately. So once the cut happens, white has to play the Atari on the side. And so this is where, like, white's like, I'm gonna give you, back off, and by backing off, white has to back off even more, and that's not that's what you don't want. In the game, black didn't play the cut. Black played this move. So this is a very, very similar position for black. When black doesn't cut fully, this makes white, pressing in all the more stronger than before. So if black really wanted to just have a safe move, it would have had to be this one. And so here is a great case where the only move was the aggressive move, and the best move was the fearless move. So in the game, this gets a little bit hard to control for black. Okay, connect. Okay, another strong move here by white is to jump there to maintain sente. This way, white can continue to do damage to the black shape here. In the game, white does not get sente on the left, so black defends. Is Andy? So here's the tiger mouse move is clearly more efficient and better for eye space than the connect move. So this is a great example of the more efficient move is also the stronger move, or the safer move. It makes a stronger shape for the black group. So there's for along all fronts, upon all considerations, the tiger mouse is superior to the connect. So yeah, well, in all considerations except there's one co-threat for white, but we know co-threats don't matter that much. Okay, so yeah, so this is something easy to see on the AI review, for example. So we don't have to dwell on this too much, but yeah, this is something you really want to get as an AGA down level player. You don't want to be making inefficient moves like that. Okay. White plays a super aggressive peep, which well, this is very strong. It's gained directly, and now the fighting is gonna shift over to the middle, where if white can survive, I'm sure the greed is gonna be able to pay off. And this attack is not gonna capture white. The strong attack is here. This is unclear, this is very unclear. Black may not have enough liberties, but black may have enough liberties. Okay, jump. This jump is, maybe it's a little bit too slowed. Black is not very, very afraid of the peep by white. When black plays here, the next move black can survive. So the peep helps black at the same time as it helps white. So, okay, all right. Yes, certainly white's aggressive play is paying off handsomely. Okay, this is fine. And wow. Okay. All right. White's taking the full aggressive route. Okay, let's see how it works. So black is totally alive, but white has also gained a lot by fixing the middle. And white connects. Probably here white wants to play the tiger mouse again. This is just acknowledging that having this exchange helps white more than it helps black. So white's done a really good job. This move, the Atari. I see. So this is a good idea. However, I think black really needs to play the push. And if you pushed and then played this, I don't think black loses anything, and it would work just as well. So might as well push. When white plays here, it's white is not going to die in the corner, and there's a big risk of when black plays this push, white's going to realize that white can't save the one stone. And okay, so if black realized all of this, then probably black may have picked a more aggressive outside move. For example, this, and just plays a wedge. If the same thing happened, maybe just one move, and then black is alive in the corner. So this gives black a chance to save the cutting stones. Okay, certainly if black knew the corner was alive, he would not crawl one more time here on the fourth line. Okay. All right, white responds, and so this ends. However, yeah, this is not perfect for black. When white plays this move, is this alive or not? This is actually not alive. Yeah, white can. Is this not alive? This is alive and is Seki. This might be Seki too, but then this may not be Seki. All right. So black totally lived. Is some Aji left, but that's okay. For white here, the biggest move, of course, is attacking the middle. This strengthens the upper side. The bottom, the middle group probably no longer needs any more strengthening. So white can pick something like this. Make sure to respond to the attach with the outside hane. And something like this is very, very strong for white. White's using the newfound thickness to the fullest extent. So, okay, in the game white played in the corner to survive. Today there were some very difficult life and death problems. At first sight, this was not necessary. This is for sure alive for white. Yeah, so definitely white had no danger. But just the fact that extend would be Sente for black makes this not a small move, makes this at least a 10-12 point move. So it's not a small move, and so it's not going to be a very bad move. Okay, make sure to extend. There's a lot of ko-aji in this kind of shape, and even if this ends up just in Seki, it's white has no territory then, whereas if the extend happened, white has at least 8 points. Okay, so black is the first to move into the middle, and here white unwittingly or wittingly is fully good in terms of the thickness principle, and uses the newfound thickness very, very well, and so on. So here white is showing some very, very strong middle game play. So I don't know what f18 was about earlier. That was like a 10Q mistake. Okay, in the game white was able to cut the middle, and you'll see a very common theme, which is the more aggressive players, they may lose a couple of fights. On each one particular fight, they might have a lower than 50-50 chance of winning any particular fight, but they end up winning the game more than 50-50 of the time. So it's like the more aggressive, two equally strong players, the more aggressive player wins only 1/3 of the fights, but they win 2/3 of the games. So this is just a pattern. It's very noticeable, and the gist is try to be aggressive. It'll maintain these, it'll help you win more games. So here clearly in this game, white was much more aggressive than black, and some mistakes were made, and in the middle it was a dubious fight. But as soon as black started going defensive, white sort of pounced on this, and so on. So here another very, very defensive move by black. Not sure what. Maybe this move is also a misclick like before, meant to play here. This is much more tight and pressure against white. So this move is not going to put any pressure on the middle group. This frees white up to defend the top and then defend the middle. Okay. Yeah. You see black responding a lot to white. And so that's what we're talking about with the defensiveness and so on. Okay. Right now, the most important spot on the board is this turn. It's great for, it makes white overwhelmingly strong. So, it's a pity that, even if black just turns in, this would be very, very much better. Okay, there is one more thing to note about the upper side. Right now, white playing this move is very, very annoying against black. The cut and the Atari becomes, deadly against black now. So here's another thing, another point where M15 is really lacking in terms of shape value there, or strength value. So black is really falling apart here. Both sides are still fighting, and you can see here white is severely attacking the black group without really worrying about all the white weaknesses in the back there. And we can see black flail a little bit with these peeps, which still didn't strengthen the cut, fix the cut. So black is, it feels like black is really struggling to defend everything, and is sort of in panic mode a little bit too much. Okay. So these peeps were made, but black comes back to the most promising counterattack in the middle. So the game is still very much up for grabs. The risk with how black has played with all this, defensiveness or lack of aggression is that if white realizes like, let me just fix my own weakness here, which is really big now, and if white just goes back, it's all the black moves have been at losing exchanges. Okay, anyways, so right now white is not alive, black's middle is not alive, black's two stones are not alive. Most important thing is clearly surrounding the top white group, and then get white down to enough liberties where black can capture this. This solves all the black problems. Attacking the top also has a way of saving the two black stones there. So when in the game black played this move, I don't know. So this gives white another chance to fix the middle by capturing two stones, even better than before capturing just one stone, or half capturing one stone. So this is a great opportunity for white. If white were to respond here, for sure it is to play this cut, and either way, this would be black now totally surrounded, and the only way for black to save the black group would be to go for the white group on the outside, and so that would be good. White just blocked. This is another very common thing. This is just saying black's L2, white's K2. This exchange is helpful for white, so white can just turn off his brain and just don't care about this at all. Don't care about the most important moves on the board, things like that at all. Just has to worry about this exchange is good for me. I will just play it without thinking. This is a very powerful way to play, but this does give black another chance to go for the middle group. Black ends up going for this cut. Unfortunately, well, at least black cut like this. Unfortunately, this is a ladder that just works for white. And when white captures this, black has to fix the M3 cut. And so by the time black is fixing this cut, white has now another cut on the outside, and the problems just never end in the black shape, like this. So black really has no way to capture the bottom white stick, and this really showed that when black was in panic mode, like, none of the moves like coalesced together, to defend effectively, and that's the sad part about black's position in this game. However, black may be able to fight back like this, and so normally this would be dead, but right now there's a Atari here, so and black may Hane here, so this may still be fightable for black, even though white is gonna get the first move here. So in the game, white also panics a little bit, right? Tries to run out to the right-hand side. If white calmed down, white could potentially realize the bottom group, even though it looks surrounded, just was not in any danger at all. Which is quite crazy, huh? Very crazy fight here. And in the game, because white panicked on the bottom, runs across to the right-hand side, this allows black to capture the middle 4 stones, which was in much greater danger than the bottom group, even though the bottom group is noticeably surrounded. For example, black plays this move now. Now white plays this Atari, and then black squints at the bottom position, and then starts pulling hair out, and it's like, I just can't make all the weaknesses in the black shape fixed. Like this 5 is a great Tetsuji. So yeah, it's anyways, very exciting game, and very exciting fight. But up to here, this fighting is going black's way at the moment. Still, I think white just never was able to see this attach, which was the Tetsuji move that really helps white capture the bottom. I think that's part of where white, felt like there was no way out for the bottom group. But there was just there was no way in, not no way out. And here white continues in the panic mode. And connect had to be played, but was not played. For example, this way, at least white can peep and then capture 3 stones, save the middle group. White may still have a good chance of winning the game if this happens. And if black blocks the middle, white can cut the entire bottom, which is fairly big. This would be a big exchange. So white panics a lot, and then ends up playing the smallest of all the big moves on this board. Now black can extend here. Black plays a safety move to capture the white group in the middle. Okay, that's fine. Of course, recommend playing the corner, let white capture the corner. If you want us, this move is probably not necessary, but can play it if you want. This gives white a chance to play the big Hane on the bottom side, and if white is able to secure everything like this, maybe white can still white also gains a corner, for example. In the game, white went for the life in the middle. That's just not going to happen. Um, I think white's best chance was play this move. Hopefully this is, a sente move. Um, yeah, if this move was a sente and then this move was a sente move, remember the weakness on the upper side and then play this, maybe that's a way to survive. But well, in the game white didn't make that happen, and so white is not gonna be able to live, unfortunately. And this game ends. Okay, a very, very exciting game, and we saw how white really was able to pull it all together in the middle game. Some unexplained, really bad errors in the beginning. So this move was slow, as we pointed out. The knight's move was not too bad, but it required black to really know. So remember we talked about how the cut, see how black doesn't play the cut Atari in the AI diagram. So you see why black plays here. It's a very interesting move. This diagonal move sort of gets white to move out into the middle. Once white attacks black, then the cut and Atari become all sente, because in order to continue attacking, white has to connect. And then when white wants to continue attacking, white has to fix this cut also. So this is a good way to sort of get your sentes. This is why a weird looking AI move here with a diagonal move. It's just why is he doing? Why? I've never seen this diagonal move into the side on the second line be the AI's top choice. Now we see it. This is quite nice. Yeah, I'm sure the cut had to be played, of course, and yeah, and here is where we started to see white's like super strong aggressiveness really starting to help white. You see here, this fight was a little bit too strong, but black was not able to play the ultimate moves. Anyways, okay, and then when white kept up the aggression, black was the one that sort of panicked a little bit. Panicked a little bit and went too defensive. See, this fight was actually good for black, but because of one little bit of too much defensiveness, it swung over to favoring white almost immediately. And yeah, so this is where the aggressiveness really helps one win the game. So white indeed did not need to make life on the upper left corner, but it was a fairly large move. So so it was, a 4-point, bad by 4 points. I'm sure the extent would be the same, bad by 4 points. The tiger mouse move we talked about, and later fighting we saw white continue to up the aggression. Yeah, the black move here, unexplained, just like the white move, that's okay. And we saw here in the middle where white plays over aggressively, but because black was just stuck in this total pure defensive mode, we saw that white really had this, and this just went super well for white. White did not realize how good he had it. Remember, the lower side group that black just cut to try to capture is actually totally unassailable, uncuttable, unattackable. And here we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We played the Hane move, and we also pointed out black's jump, but this way black would actually not have enough liberties in the middle of the group. So okay, so very good fighting here, and when white gave up on the 4 stones in the middle, that was it. Then the game really became very close, and then a few more bad moves later, after black was able to capture the middle. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be still white being able to survive, but white was not able to survive, and as a result, white had to bite, had to lose. Okay, lastly we have Ferry and Benny, 2 4Qs. Let's see. By the way, we point out a lot of the issues, but you know, the quality of these games were very, very high, and they're definitely, you know, definitely like NAOL 2Q, definitely AGA 3 Dan, 2 Dan for sure. Okay, here's the first super defensive move of the day. This move, at this point, it's already you know, black has played so efficiently here, and white has played so many moves here that the 2 stones are no longer that necessary. As long as black sort of lets go of the need to save the 2 stones or the need to attack the white group, everything becomes a lot easier. As long as you can move back and extend back, there's no problem for black. Okay, in the game, okay, another Joseki here. Black jumps into the middle. Okay, okay, that's fine. So black is still, if black plays this way, black is still has, you know, attacking the white group in mind. But you know, remember white played a connect move and a knight's move earlier, so I'd advise against that. So okay, white develops. So this is looking more like a white victory, mostly by the disposition of the 2 sides. Black has played, despite the starting the game in the Tengen, black has played a much less aggressively than white. So whereas white is fighting everywhere, black is sort of just doing his own thing. Remember what we talked about with the aggressive player winning only 1/3 of the battles, but winning 2/3 of the games, the wars. This, you know, white died in the middle. Yes, just don't run that group out. But because of the aggressiveness, white does do it. He loses this battle. But do you think, you know, do we think black is gonna be able to, you know, win this game from now? Probably not, because we know that the lack of aggressiveness or the lack of urgency is gonna really slow black down later on in the game. See here, another good example. Black just captures 2 stones, and white gets the extremely big move over here. Invade, good. The move needs to be the crawling move first, and then play this. You know, and then black has a lot of territory on the bottom, but you know, white has a lot. So, okay. In the game, black destroys some of the side, but white was able to play the important moves in the middle. Here's another example of white losing another battle, losing the middle group. But white is doing this in exchange for the right-hand side group. The exchange would not be that helpful for white. Remember, white was attacking. White had, you know, rights to some profit. Now white, you know, now after the exchange, white loses any of the you know, the harassment benefits. Okay, here's another very aggressive fighting. White ends up, wow, really losing this fight. Wow, this went really badly for white. So of course every move was lost. Every stone was lost. And okay, let's wow, okay. This is this was quite a disaster for white. All right, and Okay, the game actually ends. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So in this case, um, it was a case where the aggressive player just lost too many fights. But yeah, you know, having this in exchange, White was doing superbly well, and then by being aggressive and everything, White was able to get a very large and strong lead. However, you know, the exchange worked, which you know, once again went to White. But here White started the bottom fight. Okay, and a few mistakes later, still well within control, but had to die on the inside. And right, nice. Okay, yeah, there's no reason the 4 stones had to die. Atari here would have worked. Okay, here. Okay, there was this little one more chance here for some reason. Okay, here's White's last chance. Go for the group on the right because of this. Wow. I had no idea. I'm sure, you know, trying to capture the group here was White's last chance. If White kept all the aggressiveness with him, maybe he had a chance to come up with that. But you know, I think the disaster on the bottom really took a lot out of White's aggressiveness, and nothing to blame here for anyone, but yeah. Okay, yeah. So we saw we saw at least one example where the more aggressive player did not win. This game was very instructive, and all right. Thank you everyone for watching. Life and death problems. We saw some very interesting and complicated ones today. We saw a very interesting fight in the second game where White really won the fight and just didn't realize what a great, strong position he had, and just ended up losing, and it swung all the way around. Anyways, that was quite interesting. This game, the biggest, you know, from winning the fight, you know, winning like the most, the prettiest win of a fight, and then to like the ugliest blow up, 70-point turnaround. Okay, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys. Yes, next week. Next week there is a final round. All right, see you guys. Enjoy.